Before you view this video segment, be sure to read the Hearst chapter, Models of the Information-Seeking Process, from the book Search User Interfaces, published by Cambridge University Press in 2009. Pay particular attention to the sections 3.1 to 3.4. The chapter will provide you with the necessary background as we begin to explore the various models that have been used to teach the information-seeking process. By now, you will have examined several models that have been used to help students at various levels navigate the information-seeking process. At the Faculty of Education, UOIT, Dr. Allison Emer, who teaches information literacy to all of the pre-service teacher candidates, has developed the model on the slide. This is a model that emphasizes the critical evaluation of the information and requires learners to synthesize in order to determine what is relevant and valid. Although the steps are presented in a linear way on the slide, the process is actually a cyclical one, because if the information is found to be irrelevant or invalid, the student has to go back to the access stage to find new and better information. We will use this model to engage in the information-seeking process together. At this point in the program, you are familiar with problem-based learning. Sometimes in problem-based learning, the students determine what problem or situation they will try to work through. In this case, in order to scaffold the information-seeking process, we will tackle the same predetermined problem. Working in a team with 3 other members of the class, you will follow the stages of the information-seeking process. For the sake of simplicity, these slides are set up based on Dr. Emer's model. However, if there is a previous model you prefer for Module 4.1, you may use that instead. So, here's the problem. Working within the parameters you've been given, you must plan your trip. Where do you want to go, and what do you want to do there? At this stage, what kinds of questions do you need to ask and answer? Make a list. Be sure to keep very good notes, as you will not only be sharing your itinerary with the rest of your classmates into the tutorial session, but you will also be sharing the thinking you did along the way as you move through the different stages of the information-seeking process. Once you have agreed on a destination, and hopefully there was not too much arguing, you need to start planning your trip in more detail. How will you go about doing this? Where will you look for your information? Consider hotels, dining, attractions, travel, example, ferries, trains, taxis, etc. How will you know if the information you have found is credible, reliable, and accurate enough to base your travel decisions upon? What kinds of things do you need to take into consideration at this point? You have probably amassed a great deal of information related to your chosen destination. You have evaluated the information to make sure it is reliable, credible, and relevant. Is there any information you need to discard at this point? Once you have all of the information you need, it is time to calculate your total trip costs. What other information do you need to consider? Do you need to go back to the access stage to find more information? Now that you have all the information you need to make an informed decision, you must find a way to communicate this to the rest of the group. How will you present your itinerary in an effective way? What questions do you need to consider as you plan your presentation? The activity that you have been engaged with in this segment was adapted from work done in Dr. Emer's Information Literacy course at the Faculty of Education, UOIT. The original creators, Alicia Yelema, Kyle Jones, and Kathleen Connickney, designed a version of this activity for a grade 11 math course, which can be found at the first URL on the slide. For other examples of projects that examine the information-seeking process at the secondary level, please see the other 3 links on the slide.